Hey, what up, y'all? YouTube, and today I'm gonna make another video here. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see how well an iPhone 4S on iOS 6, is able to hold up, here at the end of 2024, which you can see here. Basically, on the first wireless dock, it's actually like a stereo with a clock. I don't have the time set right, but anyway, right here I got right here the first gen. I don't know if y'all can see that. Here it is. Here I got the first gen iPod Touch. First gen iPod Touch on iPhone OS 1.1.5. And over here, get out of that. And over here I got the iPhone 4S on iOS 6.1.3. So what we want to do is we're going to take a look here and see how well this thing holds up in 2024, and see if we can still use it or not on iOS 6. It's just saying that there's not any kind of and these keys are really small from what I used to on this S21 Ultra that I'm recording with. So sometimes you type the wrong letter, because my finger's so big, and I can't really type these keys accurately. Kind of like these modern Android phones, or even modern iPhones. You have a feature where, I don't know, I must have messed up somewhere, I guess. Let's try it again. And this thing is something else. Well, let's see if that works. That's what I got there. So I think the first thing I can say about this iPhone 4S, as small the screen is, and with this iOS 6 and like that, the typing experience is not great at all. It don't have the swipe feature, and you really gotta hunt and peck every single letter. And obviously, as big as my finger is, or even this finger is, actually is, you sometimes end up typing the wrong letter, and it's basically just not a great experience. So apparently we're already connected right here, as you can see here. So we got that on. So let's see here. Of course, I got my light over here. I'm gonna bring it over here. So, first thing you'll notice, settings. We're obviously connected to Wi-Fi apparently. Apparently you go to general, information. And you can see right here we're on version 6.1.3. I don't think it says the information about the hardware or nothing, but information. It says AT&T 14.0. It's got these bunch of numbers. That's really about it. Yeah, that's really about it as far as settings goes. Apparently trying a few tasks. Let's see here. Let's see, first of all, one thing we want to test, first of all, is, you know, does YouTube work on this thing? Here's apparently the old YouTube app. You know, you go to it and it basically says update required. You know, you choose to update it, but apparently it can't connect to the iTunes store apparently. And if you pick exit, then it just closes it out. So yeah, apparently can't connect to that. Let's see, what about the App Store? Can we go into the App Store? Nope, we cannot go into the App Store, so that's apparently another thing that doesn't work anymore. What about YouTube on the browser, which I got here? Let's see if that still works. Okay. It's saying that our browser is not supported or is outdated. And to use a device with a browser that's more newer, you know, to get the best features, get the best experience basically. But if we go to YouTube anyways, see what that does. See if that loads up. I don't know if that's gonna load up. For all I know, that probably just recently stopped working on iOS 6. I mean, apparently I just stay stuck at this had this page with its gray boxes and stuff like that, but nothing loads up, so apparently that had just recently broke, I think. So nope, apparently YouTube on the Safari browser apparently doesn't work here. Now I do have this jailbroken. I think I got a couple other browsers installed, so where I had those other browsers. Got this one. Apparently got Google page there. Let's go to YouTube. Apparently same thing, I guess, with just gray boxes and apparently just gray boxes and nothing loading up, so refresh. So I think that also broke as well. On top, I had another one here, but that's really all I got. YouTube. I don't know what's that. Let's see here in this particular browser. Same thing I think is gonna happen. You know, just nothing but gray boxes, a white screen. Nothing's gonna load up, so apparently for YouTube videos, you can no longer watch YouTube videos in iOS 6, unfortunately. Which I think a few months ago that had just recently broke because if I remember correctly, earlier this year you was actually still able to was actually still able to watch YouTube videos, in the browser, but now all you get is gray boxes here, so that apparently just recently broke, I think. Within the past few months. Messages, obviously I'm not connected to a carrier, so that wouldn't work. Calendar. Obviously it's the 8th of December, 2024, so and that's about correct. We're at about 5 o'clock, and as you can see, it's already dark here. So the calendar still works fine with which, of course, an offline apps, which doesn't need any internet access. So calendar app still works fine. Photos obviously still work fine. Obviously some photos I loaded onto this iPhone through YouTube or iTunes and like that. So that still works, obviously, since it's another offline app. Camera, I can say, focus in on something right there. Camera app still works. I can switch it around. This is my S21 here. If I want to take a picture, I can do that. See that light right there? So yeah, that still works. Camera obviously still works. So you're not gonna have any problems there. Videos as well. Again, another offline app. Which it's an old tune that I had on a compact Presario computer that I had back in 1998. It had the option to have this playing endlessly. It goes like this. I think that was mainly made in tune for I guess for people sitting at their computer doing office work, word processing and stuff like that, and maybe after a while, if they want something to relax too, they can just start playing this tune here on their compact Presario PC. Let's see here. Yeah, I got a few videos on here. Kind of like this week of watching Mermaid Show. So of course, offline videos obviously still work just fine on this thing, on the iPhone 4S. Which obviously, as y'all can see, this was a video that, I recorded way back then, and on September 4th of 2000. Basically on Labor Day of 2000. So that was already like 24 years ago. And basically around that time, basically Windows Millennium Edition, was just coming out, and I got Windows Millennium Edition, installed that on my computer, and then after that, somehow I was at the time, I was actually able to transfer at the time I was actually able to transfer the video that I actually record on a video cassette tape and a camcorder. I was actually able to convert that digitally, onto my computer, store it onto a DVD-RW, and then basically many years later, I found that DVD-RW, found that video, got it back on my computer you see over there, and then ultimately was able to use iTunes, you know, to transfer it over to this phone. So that's kind of the backstory to that. Okay, so obviously without a doubt, offline videos, you know, works just fine on this thing. Let's see how Maps does. See if it can even load my location. Apparently not. Cannot determine location. So all we get is a bunch of squares and stuff like that. I still don't see any maps loading up. So nope, I think Maps not gonna work either. Nope, Maps not gonna work. So I think that also broke as well. The weather. Apparently it's not gonna work either. It just shows a blank screen. So that's not gonna work either. Passbook. Obviously it just takes you to the App Store, and obviously, as we know, the App Store doesn't work either. So that's no go. Notes obviously works just fine, you know. Obviously I can add a note, be like, I think it's trying to type in Spanish. Okay, so obviously Notes works just fine, you know. Still has it there. Notes works just fine. Obviously, it's an offline app. So obviously, no matter how old that is, that's always gonna work just fine. I guess reminders. You can put like a need to get I think it tries to type in Spanish since I got this in Spanish. I guess I can set a time to remind me, like at say tomorrow, 6 o'clock a.m. Okay. Yeah, apparently this works just fine. So apparently reminders works just fine, you know, obviously. Yeah, still got saved, so that still works. And the clock, obviously well, New York's at 6:14, we're at 5:14 now. So that's the world clock, and Cupertine's at 3:14. So the clock still works. Which is obviously another offline app, Game Center. Obviously requires you to log in with your Apple ID, and obviously if I did that, that's most likely not going to work, so I can probably conclude that ahead of time. Here's where you can download books from the App Store. You can download newspapers and e-books from the App Store. And obviously, as we've seen before, you know, the App Store doesn't work, so that app doesn't work either. iTunes. Nope, iTunes doesn't work either. Apparently this app iTunes was kind of a cool app back in the day. Even when the first iPods Touch came out. Apparently once they got that iTunes store, even before the App Store came out, you can apparently, if there was any songs on the iTunes store that you wanted to purchase and like that, then instead of having to connect your iPod to Touch to the computer and having to download it on your computer and sync it to your iPod Touch, if you was connected to Wi-Fi with your iPod Touch, you can just download the song straight to your iPod Touch. And basically save you some time. Stocks app obviously doesn't work, so it just tries to retrieve it, but apparently it connects to a server that no longer exists, so that apparently no longer works. It just stays on that forever, I guess. So that doesn't work. Nope, that ain't gonna do nothing. So obviously that broke, I guess, several years ago, I guess. Obviously utilities, contacts, that obviously still works. I can add contact if I want. Calculator obviously still works. Compass. I don't know if the compass still works. Yep. Apparently the compass still works, actually. Incredibly, actually the compass actually still works, and it's like in the old classic design, you know, with this wood accent, this classic, you know, compass design. You know, I can turn it like that. And that actually shows me that the north direction is actually back that way. So that's actually pretty cool that the compass still works. Okay. Voice recorder. Let's test it. I'm trying out the iPhone 4S on iOS 6.1.3. Let's see how that turned out. I'm trying out the iPhone 4S on iOS 6.1.3. I don't know if you heard that. The iPhone 4S on iOS 6.1. I'm trying out the iPhone 4S on iOS 6.1.3. So yeah, apparently that all still works. And obviously all these are offline apps anyways. Obviously YouTube, we already tried that. Internet radio. It's kind of a link that I downloaded some time ago. Smooth jazz. I doubt if it's gonna work, but I can try it anyways. Anyway, can continue on with my video. You know, since somebody important had to call me, so my boss, so who I work with, so I was testing out how this radio works. Let's see here, easy listening. Let's try, I don't know, let's try chillin' hip hop. Wow, that actually still works. Smooth jazz. 1940s radio station. I wonder what that's like. Wow. That's actually pretty cool. This internet radio actually still works. You know, on this thing. I did not know that. Obviously, at least I can still read the Bible online. You know, Genesis 1. En principio creo Dios, los cielos en la tierra, y la tierra estaba desordenada y vacía, y las tinieblas estaban sobre la faz del abismo, y el Espíritu de Dios se movía sobre la haz de las aguas. Going back to that, wherever it's at. I don't know if that'll play back.
Libro primero de Moisés, comúnmente llamado el Génesis. Capítulo 1. En el principio crió Dios los cielos y la tierra estaba desordenada y vacía, y las tinieblas estaban sobre la haz del abismo, y el Espíritu de Dios se movía sobre la haz de las aguas. Y dijo Dios, sea la luz, y fue la luz. Y vio Dios que la luz era buena, y apartó Dios la luz de las tinieblas. Y llamó Dios a la luz día, y a las tinieblas llamó noche. Y fue la tarde y la mañana un día. Y dijo Dios, haya expansión en medio de las aguas, y separe las aguas de las aguas. E hizo Dios la expansión, y apartó las aguas que estaban debajo de la expansión, de las aguas que estaban sobre la expansión, y fue así. Y llamó Dios a la expansión cielos, y fue la tarde y la mañana el día segundo.
So yeah, that actually still works. Apparently Cydia, since I got this thing jailbroken. Still it's something, I don't know. Maybe app cake. This is legging. I guess that still seems to work on here. Browser, we already tried that. It's about the same as Safari on top, same. We got games here, we got Temple Run. I don't know why the sound's not working. And it just crashed. I don't know why I'm not getting any sound from here. Options. I know sound and music's up. So it's kind of weird. Not getting any sound from there. Temple Run does kind of work, I guess. What about Dual Jump? Probably not any sound involved with that. Still not any sound from that. What about Angry Birds Red, I guess? I'm not getting sound from any of these. It's kind of weird. Yeah. Let's. It's for 2015, I guess. I'm not getting any sound for some reason. You know, I gotta turn it all the way up. I don't know if this could have anything to do with it. Oh, there we go. Now back to this temple run. Let's see if we can run with this. Okay, so these games do generally work, I think. Of course, the mill we got. Obviously, I guess it requires you to log into your Gmail, so apparently that's not really working. Spotify. It's obviously an old version of Spotify. Obviously doesn't work here, it just stays on that, I guess. You try to log in with Facebook. Doesn't do anything, so that apparently doesn't work. YouTube, we already tried that. Facebook app. Interesting. It actually still loads at Facebook. You know, with my normal feeds and like that. So that's kind of interesting. Apparently I can still see my profile, I guess. Yep. Facebook app still works. Finally, Messenger. It was more or less that might work. I don't really want to enter my password. One final browser I wanted to try is UC Black browser. I don't know if YouTube will work on that. Anyway, I don't know if we can go to YouTube from here. Just one last thing I want to test out. Nope. Does the same thing apparently. Just want to stay on these gray boxes. So apparently you can't watch YouTube videos on this thing on iOS 6. So apparently that had just recently broke like a few months ago or so. So far we got that telephone. Obviously we're not connected to a network, so really that's about it. So really the conclusion is, can you use an iPhone on iOS 6 in 2024? Well, apparently the answer is pretty much no. You know, obviously you're very limited on what you can do on the internet. You know, YouTube doesn't work at all. You can still listen to the internet radio. You can still do a lot of offline things and offline gaming. But really beyond that, you know, you can't do any banking apps. You can't really check the weather or use maps or nothing like that. So yeah, it's kind of like a very extremely limited experience, since the software is so outdated. So yeah, this is pretty much my video about the iPhone 4S and 2024 on iOS 6.1.3. So yeah, overall, to answer the question, you know, can you use iOS 6.1.3 in 2024? I guess you can say that the answer is pretty much no. You know, obviously YouTube doesn't work at all. Apparently Safari barely works. You can probably do basic Google searches. Of course, a lot of offline stuff does still work just fine, but of course, obviously the App Store, iTunes Store, none of that's working anymore. So yeah, anyway, the answer is pretty much no. You know, as far as you using iOS 6 nowadays, you know you can't really do much on it since the software's so outdated. Probably these days you probably need at least, I don't know, probably at least iOS 16 or iOS 17 in order to really be able to do everything. So yeah, this has been my look at the iPhone in 2024. If you have any thoughts or comments, you can leave it down in the description. But apparently I still have this as a collector's item, so at least it's not going anywhere soon. And even the build quality still feels amazing. You know, glass back, metal sides, glass screen and everything. Feels very durable. So yeah, that's been my take. So hope y'all have a good night, y'all.